Okay, lab number 4 and 6 here. We're going to do both of these as one lab. So, we've got this Panametrics 37DL Plus, just a regular old thickness gauge. We have several thickness gauges, but they all pretty much work the same. They're just going to tell us a measurement in thousandths of an inch, or at least that's what we have ours set to. And basically, it's just a fancy schmancy regular old UT scope over there that we have done a couple things to give us digital readouts. Anyway, just give you a quick look at the 37DL Plus. Got a little bit of a different screen or a keypad on it. Somebody got a little paint on there for us. There's the screen, and you can tell right now it says wipe off the couplant. Try and get the glare off of there. It says wipe off the couplant and press 0. So I come down here, press the word 0 like it told me to do. Then I come back up here and it says through code enable. That allows us to test through paint. We're going to do that. Okay. Hit OK. It says it's doing a 0 calibration. Now let's just put a little coupling down on a step wedge here. Show you the step wedge we're working with. Just a little step wedge. Okay. Here's my dual element transducer that goes along with this thickness gauge. Okay. This is a Panametrics D7906. You probably can't see that because of the glare. D7906 5 megahertz transducer. So if I just plug this 5 megahertz transducer down on here, it looks already like, whoops, we were pretty close to a calibration before. So if we were going to calibrate this thing, really it's pretty simple, because what this does is gives us a digital readout. If you can see here, we've got a 0-inch range to a 5-inch range. So each one of these represents an inch. So 1 inch, 2 inch, 3, 4, and 5 would be over there. Okay, so really all we're going to pay attention to, since I have a 0 to 1 inch block, is just this first. So if I push the range button over here, okay, I'm just going to push this range button. You can see it changed to 10 inches, changed to 20, 25, now we're at ½ an inch, now we're at 1 inch. So there's 1 inch signal. You can see just the edge of it right there. 3/4 of an inch, ½ an inch, 1/4 of an inch. Alright, so we want to calibrate this thing. So to actually calibrate this, the directions are on the back, but this is what the directions say. You're going to go down here to the keypad, push cal. Alright, you're going to come back up here, and reading along the bottom it says couple to standard, press velocity or 0. So we're going to go to the thick standard first and hit velocity. Enter value for thick standard. 1 inch. Okay, we're going 3 decimal places. So then I'm pushing cal again and go to the thin standard and press 0. So 250, 3 zeros, measure. 250, 500, right on 750, right on 1 inch. Okay, so now we've calibrated the steel that quickly. We told it the thick, we told it the thin. Now we've calibrated from 1/4 of an inch down to, or sorry, up to 1 inch. And with that, we can test anything that's steel within 1 inch thick. Okay? So I'm just grabbing a couple pieces here that we've got laying around the lab. Alright, so if I just took a weld plate, just picked a weld plate up, got another weld plate over here. I just want to know the thickness of these weld plates. Well, this makes it really easy for us, because we can take a little coupling from our step block, plop it down on the plate. See, our signal here is right at about 50%. We're coming up right at a ½ inch. Okay? Come over here, another little piece, put some coupling on it, right at 1/4 of an inch. Okay, piece of steel, matches up pretty well with 1/4 of an inch, tells us that thickness. So then a little more coupling. I'm just going over here to my other plate, slide my transducer down on there, and it's that simple. Okay, so 373, and really all we're doing is looking at different thicknesses. So that's pretty simple. And then cal velocity, cal 0 are our buttons that we're using on this Panametrics 37DL.